Hello, everybody. This is Jason Nickleby, Assistant Director with the Minnesota State High School League with oversight on the officiating program. And this is the Minnesota High School Basketball Shot Clock Training Video and Mechanics presentation. We're looking forward to the 2023-24 season where we will be implementing the full use of the shot clock in all varsity contests. We're going to cover the rules that we will be following that are adjustments from the NFHS rules, and we will cover all of those applicable NFHS rules as well. But we will address all the adjustments and we will cover the mechanics and how the shot clock operators will work with officials to work through the application of these particular rules in varsity contests this year. We will continue with these rules in the future unless we make modifications after this year. And we will also take a look at the rules as outlined in this presentation and the mechanics that are expected as well. We also have several play situations that we will review, and we don't have an example of every possible play situation in the shot clock rules, but we feel that these plays should give you a pretty good idea of what the expectations are relative to shot clock resets, leaving the shot clock the same, or resetting it to 35 seconds, etc. So we'll take you through those scenarios, and hopefully between the rules presentation and taking you through each of those step by step along with the play situations should give you a pretty good idea as a shot clock operator, official, or coach on how to apply these rules in high school basketball games this season. So with that, we're going to take a look at the rules and their application, and then we'll get into the plays. Just a reminder on the basic tenets of the NFHS shot clock rules that we will be following for all varsity contests in 2023-24 as outlined on page 74 through 76 of the NFHS rules book, with the modifications that will be covered later in this presentation. It can be used on lower level events provided that both schools agree and the officials are communicated with, and that all shot clock rules as outlined in this presentation are adhered to. The shot clocks must be mounted to the supports of the backboard. They cannot be placed in an alternative location such as on the floor or on the wall or another place in the gym. It must be located on the backboard supports. It must be affixed to those. And if not, if we don't have a system that's set up in that manner, then varsity contests cannot be played at that location. A separate shot clock operator must be available at the scoring table. The regular clock operator, the scorebook person, etc., cannot also run the shot clock. The shot clock is challenging enough for one person, so we need to make sure that only that person is doing it. And then an alternative must be available for malfunctions. So if the shot clock does not work, we need to have a stopwatch, a alternative clock that can be placed on the floor, something that's visible for the players to see as an option. We would use an air horn or another form of sound to alert everyone that there was a violation. We can use the regular game clock horn manually to indicate a shot clock violation if the regular shot clocks do not work. That is an option, but just make sure everyone knows that that is the case. And then finally, just a reminder that the shot clock horn itself does not stop play. If we do not have a violation that's called by the officials on the court, play should continue as normal, even if the shot clock horn does sound. So just a reminder on that we should play through the shot clock horn. The only thing that stops play would be if the officials do have a violation on the court. Okay, let's take a look at the basic rules of the shot clock and talk about those pieces before moving into our adjustments to the rules of the NFHS rules book. So we're starting the shot clock when the ball touches or legally touches a player on the court. So we're talking about a throw-in as an example. The ball touches the player on the court. We're going to start the shot clock, assuming it's legally touched. Remember, if it's kicked, that's a violation. It's not a legal touch in that case. So we're talking about a throw-in as an example. When it's legally touched, we're going to start the shot clock. Something more common, when a team gains initial control after a jump ball or an unsuccessful try for goal. So we have the jump ball to start the game or overtime period, as well as anytime they miss a shot and the defense gets it and we're going the other way, we're going to start the shot clock at 35 at that time. And anytime there's a change in team control, typically talking about violations, offensive fouls, or unsuccessful tries, that's pretty much what we're talking about when it comes to that. And then we're going to turn the shot clock off when the shot clock is equal to or less than the shot clock period. And this is when we're at the end of a half or overtime period and it's beneath 35 seconds. We would turn the shot clock off. But if we needed to reset it to 20 because we have an offensive rebound, we would need to turn the shot clock back on in that particular case. So this part of the rule just talks about when we would turn the shot clock off. And again, if we need to put 20 seconds on because the offense gets the ball back, then we would need to turn the shot clock back on. And remember that the trail would have a visible count for 10-second backcourt when we do not have a shot clock on. And if they gain possession in the backcourt with less than 10 seconds to play, no backcourt violation can occur. The following are some examples of when we would not reset the shot clock. So first, the ball is deflected out of bounds by the defense. Anytime, if it just gets hit out of bounds by the defense and we're going to resume with a throw-in, we will leave the shot clock as it is. And then if the defense causes a kicked ball violation in the front court, we're going to just leave it as it is. Shot clock is above 20 seconds. We're just going to leave it. And then if we have a player injury or contact lens or either team calls timeout, we're going to resume with a throw-in and leave the shot clock as it is at the time of the whistle. And then finally, any shot attempt that does not contact the ring or flange and results in a held ball and the alternating possession arrow favors the shooting team, we will leave the shot clock as it is. So example, we have a shot, we have an air ball, the shot clock should continue to run. We have a held ball in that immediate continuing action after that missed shot. We would leave the shot clock as it is because the arrow favors the shooting team. So these would all be instances where we would just leave the shot clock as it is. On that same theme, we would not reset the shot clock when the defense commits a foul and the offense will retain the ball in their front court and the shot clock is at 20 seconds or above. So that same scenario, shot clock gets to 27 seconds and we have a foul. We're just going to leave it at 27 and have a throw-in right there in the front court. If we have any double personal or technical foul or simultaneous personal or technical fouls when team control is retained by the offense, we would leave the shot clock in that case at wherever it happens to be. And then if we have a defensive player that causes a held ball and the AP arrow favors the offense, we're just going to leave it at where it is. And then when we have an inadvertent whistle, so team control was already established, then we're just going to leave it because we're just going to give it back to the offense in that case. So these would all be scenarios where we would not reset the shot clock. We would just leave it at what it is at the time of the whistle. In these next set of scenarios, we will reset
the shot clock to the full amount, which is 35 seconds. When the offensive team is credited with a scored basket, the shot clock will then start when the ball touches or is legally touched by a player on the court after the throw-in. And then additionally, if we have a change in team control and the ball remains live, so for example, team is dribbling in their front court and they lose the ball and the defense picks it up and starts heading down court, we would reset it to 35 seconds. If we have a single personal foul that occurs in the backcourt, so they're pressing and they commit a foul, reset to 35. If we have a technical foul that's assessed, we're going to reset it to 35 because that will put the throw-in at midcourt. If we have a defensive player that causes a held ball in the offensive team's front court and the alternating possession arrow favors the defensive team, then we have a change of possession in that case, and we're going to change it over to 35 seconds. And then any other situation where the alternating possession arrow is used, such as we can't determine who the ball went out of bounds off of, etc. Anytime we use the AP arrow and it favors the defense for a throw-in, we're going to reset the shot clock to the full amount of 35 seconds. And then finally, if we have a violation that occurs and the defense is awarded the ball for a throw-in in their backcourt, such as a 3-second violation or a traveling violation by the offense, then we would reset to a full 35 in that case. In these cases, we will stop the shot clock and reset to 20 seconds or the time remaining on the shot clock, whichever is greater, when we have a personal foul committed by the defensive team prior to a try for goal which hits the ring or flange, and the ball is to be inbounded in the front court by the offense. So we have a foul that's committed and we do not have a shot yet. If it is below 20 seconds, we're going to reset the shot clock to 20 seconds. If it's at 27 seconds, we're going to leave it. So that's the difference in those two scenarios. When we have a kicked or fisted ball by the defensive team, so a violation by the defensive team, and the ball is to be inbounded in the front court by the offense, we will reset it to 20 seconds. If it is below 20, if it's 20 or greater, we're going to leave it. And then if we have an inadvertent whistle when there's no player or team possession and the AP arrow favors either team for a throw-in in its front court, we're going to leave the shot clock at where it is or reset to 20, whichever is greater. In these next scenarios, we are talking about stopping the shot clock and resetting to 20 seconds when the offense gains control of the ball in their front court after an unsuccessful field goal attempt that contacts the ring or flange. So we have a missed shot, hits the rim, offense gets it back, 20 seconds. And we have several scenarios to show you with that. If it goes in the backcourt, we're going to reset to a full 35. But if it ends up in the front court, offense gets it back, 20 seconds. And that's regardless of where the shot clock happens to be when they take it. So if they take it at 27 seconds, hits the rim, misses, offense gets the rebound, 20-second reset. Second, offense gains control of the ball in their front court after an unsuccessful free throw. So same as a shot. If we have a missed free throw, it's going to remain in play and the shot clock will be set at 20 seconds. If we have a foul that's assessed to the defense after an unsuccessful free throw or an unsuccessful field goal that contacts the ring, and we're going to have a offensive throw-in in the front court, we're going to reset the shot clock to 20 seconds. And then if we have a case where the defense causes the ball to be out of bounds in the front court following an unsuccessful free throw or field goal, so no new team control is established and the shot hit the rim, went out of bounds, we're going to give the offense a 20-second shot clock to work with coming out of the throw-in. We will also stop the shot clock and reset to 20 seconds in the following situations. Next one would be if we have no team control and after the offense is awarded possession in their front court, when the alternating possession arrow favors the offense following an unsuccessful free throw that remains in play or an unsuccessful field goal that hits the rim. So we have a case where we have a shot attempt, hits the rim, they're scrambling for it, and we have a situation where we need to go to the arrow and we're going to give it back to the offense. We're going to put the shot clock at 20 seconds. If we have a violation with less than 20 seconds by the defense, less than 20 seconds to go, again, we're going to put the shot clock at 20 seconds. If we have a violation that occurs other than the opponent causing the ball to be out of bounds or kicking, then and the defense is awarded the ball in its front court, then in that case, we would put the shot clock at 20 seconds. So in that case, we have a case where the offense violates in their backcourt, such as a backcourt violation, and we're going to have a throw-in by the defense in their front court. That would be a 20-second shot clock because the offense has a throw-in in their front court. The shot clock would be set to 20 seconds. And then if we have a double personal foul and any one of those is intentional or flagrant and it's assessed against the offense and the defense gets possession in its front court, again, a foul that awards possession to the defense in their own front court, shot clock is set to 20 seconds. Just think of it as if the offense has it, in that case, the new offense has it in their front court, we're going to give it 20 seconds or give it 20 seconds. So whether it's the offense that just shot the ball and we're going to have a throw-in on their front court, 20 seconds, or it ends up in the back court and now the defense ends up as the new offense and in their front court, we're going to put it at 20 seconds. So anytime the offense has a throw-in in their front court, we're going to reset the shot clock to 20 seconds. And finally, this last scenario, if we have a shot that contacts the rim and then is batted into the backcourt and out of bounds by the shooting team, and the ball is awarded to the other team, the defense, and they're going to have now a throw-in in their front court, as we just described, 20 seconds on the shot clock. So anytime there's a throw-in in the front court by the offense, we're going to have the shot clock set to 20 seconds. Just some basic pieces to discuss the shot clock violation itself. So the team in control must attempt to try for field goal within the 35-second shot clock period. And a try for goal during the shot clock period is defined as the ball having left the shooter's hand or hands before the sounding of the shot clock horn and then striking the ring or flange or entering the basket. It is a violation when a try for field goal does not leave the shooter's hands before expiration of the shot clock period, as indicated by the sounding of the horn, or when it does leave the shooter's hands before the expiration of the shot clock period, but the try does not subsequently strike the ring or flange or enter the basket. So we have a shot that gets off in time, but it's an air ball. It's going to be a violation. If we have a shot that is an air ball and the defensive team rebounds the ball as the shot clock horn is sounding, or they get possession before the shot clock horn goes off, we should ignore it and we should continue with play with a new 35-second shot clock in that case. In scenarios where we will reset the shot clock to the full 35-second, and we have a dead ball situation. So we have a case where we need it reset and it wasn't reset properly. We would indicate to the table as officials by using signal 20 in the Mechanics Illustrated, which is the twirling of the finger signal to indicate we would like the shot clock reset to the full 35 seconds. Most of the time, the shot clock operator is going to do this on their own. So if a missed shot, defense gets it, we're going back the other way. They're just going to reset to 35 when we go. We don't need to signal this every time there is a reset. But if we have a situation, a throw in, etc., where we need a reset and the shot clock operator hasn't done it, then this would be the signal that we would use to indicate that we would like a full 35 seconds placed on the shot clock. In situations where we would like the shot clock reset to 20 seconds, we would indicate that to the scorer's table with a 2 and a 0 as indicated in the play pick on the screen. So this would be a situation where the officials will ask for this more often than not. But again, if we have an offensive rebound and the offense is going to keep the ball in their front court and we need to reset the shot clock to 20 seconds, the shot clock operator should do that on their own. But if for some reason they don't, you can indicate to them that you want 20 seconds on the shot clock. Typically, we would stop the game, indicate 20 seconds, and then resume play with a throw-in. So this would be the signal that we would use anytime we'd like to indicate that we want 20 seconds placed on the shot clock. This is a signal we will use as officials to indicate that the shot clock is nearing expiration. Typically around 10 seconds or so to go in the shot clock period. The trail and center officials will point to the shot clock. Do not take your eye off the action. You're just pointing to the shot clock to indicate that a shot clock violation has potential because it's nearing expiration, and it just causes us all to lock in and be ready for the action that's going to take place. But this is the mechanic that we will use to indicate that the shot clock is nearing expiration by pointing at the shot clock from the trail and center positions. And again, do not take your eyes off the action. We're going to continue to officiate the matchup in front of us, but just having an awareness that the shot clock is counting down. Finally, if we have a shot clock violation, we will stop the clock with a open hand in the air like we would for any other violation, and then we would move our hand up and down from the top of our head, patting our head, so to speak, to indicate that a shot clock violation has occurred. And then we would resume play with a throw-in as required by rule, depending on where it occurs on the court. So this is the signal we'll use to indicate we have a violation. And when in doubt of whether it's a violation or not, it's not a violation. They got it off on time, and we will let it play out, whether it's a successful field goal or not. But if we have a violation, this would be the signal that we would use. In situations where there is a timing error, which will happen quite a bit as we get going with this rule, there's going to be some growing pains and that learning curve. So we're going to work through it together as officials and timers to get these things right. But if we have a situation where the officials need to intervene, again, if there's any doubt about whether it is a violation or not, we're going to say it's not a violation. And same if we're in doubt of whether it hit the rim or not, we're going to say it hit the rim when in doubt. And then when we have a obvious mistake by the operator, such as failing to start, stop, or reset the shot clock, etc., or if we have a malfunction, then the officials can use definitive information relative to the mistake and malfunction and the time involved. So just like we would with a game clock, if we know definitively, it should have been 7 seconds off the shot clock and it should have been reset to 20, we'll take it down to 13, and then we'll have a throw in and we'll resume play. Something that officials should talk to the shot clock operator about is, do you have recall on the system? Recall allows the shot clock to be reset to whatever it was when the play was stopped. Sometimes that's really helpful to get it set to the correct time when there isn't definitive information by the officials or the scoring table. And then again, if we have the mercy rule, the 35-point rule in play, we will still use the shot clock as normal throughout the remainder of the game. Just a reminder that all of the pieces that have been covered so far and the situations that will be addressed in the plays are also addressed on several documents and resources on the Arbiter Central Hub for officials, as well as the coaches and activities administrator dashboards. And these include the shot clock tutorial, shot clock rules and protocols, new signals mechanics, the officials guide for shot clock pregame with the table, so a checklist of what to talk about with table personnel before each game, and the umpire one will be the person conducting that particular pregame with the table. And then the game clock and shot clock display guidelines, as well as a condensed shot clock guide. And then throughout the year and into future years, we will continue to develop shot clock scenarios, hopefully to provide an exhaustive example list, if you will, of different scenarios that can come up with a shot clock to give to shot clock operators and officials and coaches to help you understand and practice on these rules modifications from the NFHS rules. But again, these are on your dashboard as well as the central hub. Please review these several times throughout the year, as well as this video, to help you familiarize yourself with the shot clock rules and expectations. The last piece I will cover is a modification to NFHS rules that was passed by the board of directors at the June meeting, and that is the removal of the portion of the closely guarded rule regarding a ball handler that is dribbling. So NFHS rules allow for closely guarded count when a player in control of the ball in the team's front court is continuously guarded by an opponent who's within 6 feet of that player who is holding the ball, or dribbling in the case of NFHS rules. And the distance shall be measured from the forward foot or feet of the defender to the forward foot or feet of the ball handler. So the change here for Minnesota basketball is that there will no longer be a closely guarded count when the ball handler is dribbling. They can keep dribbling for the entire 35 seconds of the shot clock if they wanted, but as soon as they start holding the ball, then a closely guarded count can be started, provided that the defender is within 6 feet of the ball handler. So this is a change for Minnesota from NFHS rules. Just be reminded that we do not have a closely guarded count when the ball handler is dribbling, only when they're holding the ball in their front court. Okay, we're going to take a look at some play scenarios now to hopefully give you a better idea of what was discussed previously. Again, we don't have a play scenario for every possible situation that is addressed in the shot clock rules, but hopefully this gives you a real good flavor for what we're talking about. And again, please review all the resources, the documents available, as well as this training video throughout the year to keep you in the book, so to speak, relative to the rules and expectations for the shot clock. I know that Minnesota officials and coaches and players and the basketball community will do a great job of adjusting to these changes, but it is a pretty big change from what we've done in the past, and so there will be growing pains and a learning curve, as we discussed earlier, but I'm confident that we will do a great job with it. So we'll take a look at these plays, and again, take a look at the resources and compare them to these situations so that you feel confident moving into the season that you can either run the shot clock or administer it from an officiating perspective.
On this first one, we have a inbounds pass that is legally touched by the team in control, so we will start the shot clock at that point. as soon as it's touched. Then we come down and we have a quick shot, hits the rim, and there's a scramble for the rebound, and it goes out of bounds. Since we have an offensive team throwing in the front court, the shot clock will be set to 20 seconds. So, seeing this play again, starting the 35-second shot clock when it is legally touched by the team in blue, they have a shot, hits the rim, shot clock will be turned off temporarily, scramble for the rebound. At this point, once we establish that we have an offensive team throw in, we will set the shot clock to 20 seconds. So, a tip just to remember, anytime we have an offensive team throw in the front court, we will reset the shot clock to 20 seconds after a missed shot attempt. On this one, we have a defensive rebound. So we're going to start the 35-second shot clock as soon as it's possessed by the defensive team. We have a block shot out of bounds. Shot clock will remain at 27 seconds. Then it's thrown in, and we have a foul in the front court by the defense. And we will have a throw in by the offense in their front court. Since it is greater than 20 seconds, we will leave the shot clock as it is at 24 seconds. So, to recap, we have a defensive rebound, start the shot clock when it's possessed, block shot, leave it as it is at 27 seconds. We throw it in, 3 seconds go by, and then we have a defensive foul. So, an offensive team throwing in the front court, since it is greater than 20 seconds, we will leave it at 24. On this one, we have a throw in the backcourt, legally touched by number one, and then we have a loose ball that results in a held ball at 31 seconds on the shot clock. In this case, the AP arrow favors the defense, so we're going to have a throw in the front court for the offense, which means the shot clock will be set to 20 seconds, as you see on the screen. If the arrow would have favored the offensive team, the team in red, we would have kept the shot clock at 31 seconds. In that case, they would have gotten a new 10-second backcourt count, but we would have left the shot clock at 31 seconds. In this case, the arrow favors the defense, so we will change it to 20 seconds. On this play, we're picking up the play with the shot clock already in progress, and we're going to have a offensive foul called in the front court. So we're going to have a throw in for the defensive team in their backcourt, which means we will set the shot clock to 35 seconds. So if we're throwing in for the opposing team in the backcourt, they will get the full 35. If they throw in the front court, it will be 20 seconds. On this play, we are also picking up the shot clock in progress, and we're going to have a 3-point try for goal, hits the rim. So we're going to have a reset of some kind. The defense gets the rebound temporarily, and there is a foul by the new defensive team, the former offensive team, which means we will set the shot clock to 35 seconds since we have a throw in the backcourt for the new offense. So in this case, foul off of the offensive rebound by the former offensive team means we'll have a throw in for the defense in the backcourt, and we will reset the shot clock to a full 35 seconds. On this one, we have a missed shot that is controlled by the defense, so the shot clock will start when it's possessed by that team and they're coming down the court. And we're going to have a traveling violation in the front court by the offensive team, which means we'll set the shot clock to 35 seconds. So again, we have a rebound coming up the court, offensive violation in the front court. We will set the shot clock to 35 seconds in this case. On this one, we're going to have a rebound by the defense, so the shot clock will start when they gain possession, and they're going to come up the court into the front court and begin their offensive set. And we have a try for goal that strikes the rim, which means the shot clock will be off temporarily, and we have a held ball off of that missed shot, which means we will have a throw in the front court for the offense. So the shot clock will be set to 20 seconds. So anytime we have a missed shot off the rim and the offensive team gets possession or ends up with a throw in, we're going to set the shot clock to 20 seconds. On this one, we have a free throw attempt that is missed and rebounded by the defensive team. So the 35-second shot clock will begin when it is possessed. And remember, we're keeping track of the backcourt count using the shot clock, so we need to make sure it starts properly. It will continue to run here as they go through their offensive set, and then the dribbler is going to go to the basket and attempt to try for goal that only strikes the backboard and does not strike the rim. So therefore, we should not have a reset on this play. So it should continue to run until we have a shot attempt that hits the rim or it goes out of bounds, and we would stop it and leave it at that point. But in this case, we have a shot attempt that does not hit the rim. It should continue to run, and then when it does eventually hit the rim, we would reset it to either 20 or 35, depending on how the play turns out. In this case, we have a made basket, so we would reset to 35 for the new throw-in. On this one, we have a throw-in the backcourt, so we'll start the shot clock when it is legally touched in bounds by that team, and that's what we have here. They'll come down into their offensive set, and we're going to have a loose ball that everyone is going for, that ultimately the defense does gain control of this ball, so we should reset the shot clock to 35 seconds at that point. And then when he throws it back out to the top of the key there, the former offensive team gains control, and then we have a held ball situation. So the team in blue, which was on defense, ends up with the ball on the AP arrow, so the shot clock will be set to 35. But something of note on this play, when the defense gained control, so we have a change in team control, we should change the shot clock to 35 seconds. And then if the other team gets it back, we would give them a new 35 in that case. Unusual situation here, but as soon as the defense gets control, 35 seconds. If you're the shot clock operator and you're not sure, just leave it run, and the officials can always ask for a full reset by indicating a twirl of the finger, or they can set it to something else that they want by telling you at that time. But keep an eye on changes of possession, change of team control, and we would give a full 35 in this particular case. And then once the other team gets it back, a new 35 for them would be the correct way to proceed. On this one, we have a throw in at midcourt to start the second half. So the shot clock will start when it is legally touched, as it is here. And then we will continue into the front court. And eventually we will have a shot attempt that strikes the rim. And now there's a scramble for the rebound. We don't really have possession by anyone, and ultimately a foul is called against the defense. So we will have a throw in for the offensive team in their front court, which means the shot clock will be set to 20 seconds. So again, anytime we have a missed shot attempt that hits the rim, and then subsequently there is a offensive rebound, so they gain team control again, or we have a throw in for the offense in the front court, we will set the shot clock to 20 seconds in those cases. On this one, we have a defensive rebound, so we will start the shot clock when it is possessed by the defense, full 35. Come down, we have a really quick shot, hits the rim at 27 seconds, and there is a foul on the defense on the rebound. So even though the shot clock was above 20 seconds, because we have a foul on the defense and we will have a throw in for the offense after a shot that hit the rim, we will set the shot clock to 20 seconds in this case. So again, even though it was above 20 seconds, we have a shot that hit the rim and we have a subsequent offensive throw in off of a foul. So we will set the shot clock to 20 seconds. On this play, we have a throw in the backcourt. So we will start the shot clock as soon as it is legally touched. And then we proceed down court into the offensive set. Shot clock will continue to run, properly so, and then we will have a defensive foul that is called, which means we will set the shot clock to 20 seconds since the shot clock fell below 20 seconds when we have a foul on the defense resulting in a throw in for the offense in the front court. We will set the shot clock to 20 seconds in that case. So, again, if you're not sure, just wait, have the officials reset you. But in this case, it should go to 20 seconds. On this one, we have a missed shot that is rebounded by the defense, so we will start the shot clock at 35 when it is controlled by that team. Then we come down, they have a quick shot attempt and it's blocked, and subsequently the defensive player steps out of bounds while touching the ball. So the shot clock should remain at 24 seconds, which is what it was when the whistle was blown. So they will have a throw in with 24 seconds on the shot clock. But if this defensive player had gained control inbounds and then threw the ball out or then stepped out of bounds, we would give a 20-second shot clock to the offensive team for their throw in that case. In this case, no change of team control, no shot that hits the rim, so therefore the shot clock will remain at 24 seconds. On this last play example, we have a free throw attempt that is rebounded by the defense, and we have a held ball right off of that control change. So the shot clock is going to run. It will get to 34 seconds, and then we have the held ball. The arrow favors the new offense, so we should leave the shot clock where it is. Again, they get a new 10-second backcourt count, but the shot clock will stay at 34. If we would have had the other way around where the offense got the rebound, we would have a 20-second shot clock off of a missed free throw rebound for the offense. And then if it comes down, we have a held ball, we would leave it if it favors the offense in that case. But in this particular example, the defense gets the rebound, 35-second shot clock, held ball a second later. We're going to leave the shot clock at 34 in that case. Okay, that will do it for the MSHSL shot clock training video. Hopefully the rules portion that was discussed in the beginning, along with the play examples, gives you a better feel for the expectations for shot clocks used in varsity games in Minnesota beginning in the 23-24 season. We're confident that shot clock operators, officials, coaches, and players can navigate these new rules and utilize them effectively to have a great game of basketball this year. Again, shot clock operators, if you are not sure about a reset or a rule, just leave it running. And in the case where it needs to be reset, the officials can stop the game and reset to either 20 or 35, depending on what the circumstances call for. But it's always best to just leave it if you're not sure. And then officials, we need to, from a mechanic standpoint, get in a habit of taking a peek at the shot clock every time there's a whistle, and then for sure being aware when it gets to 10 seconds and utilizing the mechanic indicating that we are nearing the expiration of the shot clock. Just shot clock and game clock awareness just needs to really be heightened when we have a shot clock in play like we do this year. So just get in the habit of every time there is a whistle, every time there's a dead ball, which would be a made basket included, let's get our eyes on the clock to make sure that it is correct and that it's running and it's set to the proper amount and those kinds of things. And again, when we're not sure, just leave it. And from an officiating perspective, if we're not sure from a reset perspective, better to just reset it to 35 and take it from there. But one tip, again, always when we have an offensive team throw in off of a foul or a turnover, we are going to have a 20-second shot clock when that throw in occurs in the front court. So again, take a peek at the rules, the documents on the central hub, on the dashboards, as well as in this presentation. Review these play situations frequently throughout the year. And if we can piece all of those together along with some experience, I think we will be in really good shape going into the games this year. So good luck to everyone, shot clock operators, officials, coaches, and players. It's going to be a great season. We wish you the best of luck, and hopefully this training video is something that is helpful for you as you go throughout the season.